Hello, everybody. Today I want to describe one of the most important ideas which I think I need to share with the world and help the world to move to this direction. I think about it for many years, and a couple of days ago I listened to a very good seminar, and the author paid attention to interesting anniversary. This year is a 100-year anniversary of quantum physics. So in 1925, it was developed. I'm not sure how exactly it worked, when and where, but it was a developed idea that electron has dual nature. It can be considered as particle and as wave. In some cases, it acts as particle, and in some cases as wave. So it was a little paradoxical. So because usually we try to think at something from one perspective, but something which can be is a particle or wave, it was like a revolutionary idea. But what I want to tell you, making it short, that this paradox is not belong just to microphysics, but it's important to apply to any complex situation in our life in general or specific. So when we face some challenge, we should create at least not one, but at least two different models how to analyze it, how to perceive it, and how to deal with it. So if we have only one model, we are in trouble. So why? And I can show you a couple hot examples. My favorite example is history with COVID and with vaccine, because we know that there were two parties, vaxxers and anti-vaxxers. First party believed that vaccine is the only chance for the world to survive, and everybody should have vaccine, and so that COVID is so dangerous that without vaccine we all die. And this party pushed this agenda and considered all others as enemies, and they insisted that everybody should have vaccine. Another party told that human body is complex system, and it's not good idea to put inside something new and not tested, and that FDA usually has several years to test something new to be sure that it's safe. And vaccine, it took like a couple months, and nobody was sure that it worked. So first party believed that we should survive through vaccine, and second party believed that we should protect our body from some suspicious intervention. And if you're not sure that it's safe, it's better to avoid, and because nobody knows how it will work, this vaccine, which has serious intervention to the body, and immune system is really very serious stuff. And so I want to tell that these two parties all has make sense, because it's important to protect us from COVID, but also it's important to protect us from something which we don't know, which has risk. So it's a good example of how instead of being only one-sided, we should understand both positions and try to make our picture of the world based on both understandings, because every party has a part of truth, but another party also have own part of truth. The same problem is in politics. For example, in Israel, some people admire Bibi and some people hate Bibi. And first party says that there is no other politics in Israel of such caliber, and so Bibi is unique, and the rest are like on different league. And so how we can compare Bibi with other people? So they're right, because I don't know why, but there are some countries where no new politics appear on the level of a leader, and maybe leader has some hidden agenda to avoid competition. I'm not sure, but anyway. So, but from one hand, Bibi is really giant, and experienced. But from other hand, he does a lot of mistakes, and more important, he doesn't do a lot of important things which Israel needs to be done. And so Israel had huge problems, and maybe another politician will resolve some of them. So both sides are right, because usually human is very controversial person, and so especially big politicians are controversial, and the most controversial from them is Trump, and half of America admires him and half America hates him. And why? Because he can do a lot of good stuff and he can do a lot of crazy stuff, and so it's immature only admire person or only hate. So we should learn how to do both. And so it's simple examples, but they apply to many things. And I can speak about it by hours, and maybe it should be done. But I need to insist that we should learn how to live in these two positions. Moreover, this teacher who gave this class about quantum physics, so he gave example of picture. There are some pictures that you can view the different animals. For example, is a duck or rabbit? It's famous. So you can see that it's either this or that, and it's difficult for you to see both of them simultaneously, because our mind try to find something only one. And but if we accept ideas that both of them are present there, and we are not we are people who can realize that these both are present there. So it's part of training of how we should react to the world. But what I want to say also, that we should learn how to interact with other people. Because I had great example that recently I invented a new approach to world policy and understanding why Europe and Middle East and this and that, and so it's completely new, and it's really very interesting. And I have a very close friend, my Hivruta. He's a very smart person. He's architecture and a serious guy, and we learn with him once a week for an hour. And I decided to tell him my new idea. And it was very interesting, because when I finished, he tried to tell that, at first I think that it's right from different perspective. So I was ready to react. So I immediately, so it's what's important, you need not to let people start their own position. You say, yeah, I know that you are right, that another position also relevant, but I want you to look only from my perspective, not so try to stay focused on what I say. And it was a miracle, because he's a smart guy, so he immediately realized that I don't need to argue with him that another position is also makes sense. And so he stick to my position, and it was a miracle, because in 30 seconds he started to develop my approach and started to give me more examples and more deeper understanding of my position. So because I was ready, I managed to stop him and let him think from this new perspective. And for next 15 minutes, it was one of the best minutes in my life, because I just invented a new idea, and my close friend helped me to think through this idea. And moreover, later he sent me a picture when he looks like he continued to think in this direction, and so he sent me a picture with some graphs and some even better understandings how it works. So I was happy that he realized that this position makes sense. So it's very important that if you want to present your new perspective, you should be ready that minds of people try to move you back to old position, and you should stop them and agree them immediately. So tell you, guys, I know that you're also right, but try to understand my position, not tell me about other position which I also know. And if you are lucky, you're successful, people will follow you, and they will appreciate it. And moreover, they can help you to grow this new position, and it will be one of the most enjoyable time in your life when you help people to produce this new picture of the world. And you should be sure that they still remember old position, but when you grow a new one, it will really make difference, and people will be happy learning how to think this from these two positions. Moreover, these positions should not be controversial, because sometimes when we have positions, they can create argument and strong opposition to each other, and sometimes they complement each other, because, for example, particle and wave, maybe we can consider them like enemies, but it's new word frenemies, hybrid from friend and enemies. So this position can strengthen each other, because in pairs they can make it stronger and make world picture much more 3D and much more deeper. So you don't need to create argument, or maybe you can make it different angles, either as oppositions or as partners. So in Hebrew we have word ezer kenegdo, which means helper opposite you. So we should be both, and usually we apply it to wife of husband. So wife from one hand is helper, and so it helps us in our life, and from other hand it's who is criticize us, and so he helps us not to relax when we need to be alert, and helps us to see possible risks. And so without wife we can be in trouble, not recognizing something which has blind spot on us. So other person can reveal this problem. So this idea should be very beneficial, and also we should be ready to help other people to recognize this new position, instead of coming back and insisting that only old position is true. And moreover, I think that maybe more than two positions available, but at least two of them is already key to success. And it's good that we have 100-year anniversary of quantum physics, but we should extend it to this quantum approach to all our life, and we'll see new and more complex challenges which we'll face, and the faster and the deeper we understand and train ourselves in this new approach, the more successful we'll be, and we not only survive but succeed, because unfortunately most people are not so lucky to listen to my lesson, and they will stick to one picture, one position, and it's really losing strategy. And if you don't want to be a loser, so try to understand it and be in touch, because I made it short, but I can tell much more about the situation. So, but at least in general, we should appreciate it. And by the end, I'll tell you that in Torah there is the word machanaim, which applied to two camps. Then when Yaakov faced his enemy Esau, so he divided his family into parts, two halves, that if one was attacked, another one will survive, and something like this. But on more wider sense, this Mahanaim, two camps, represents the same idea, that two camps means two world pictures, two approaches. And when one is attacked, for example, when we have critique on one of our positions, so we can move to another one and develop another one. So because if you have problem, for example, if electron bumped into the wall as particle, we can use idea of wave, and wave can make you turn and can come through obstacle, because wave have a different nature. So it can be applied to many cases. So when we stuck somewhere in one position, should look for another one which help us to succeed. So it's very important idea, and I made it short and clear. And so be in touch and give me your suggestions, and I can develop this approach, because it's lifesaver and game changer, and all good words we can apply to this idea. Okay.